What is poppin', guys? You got your coach of the Chim Chargers here for week 7 of the GBA. This time we are up against John, also known as Pokemon, coach of the New Orleans Pelippers, and definitely a solid battler, seasoned player in the GBA, so should be a great game for you all today. He brings a team of Escavalier, Rotom, Reuniclus, Gastrodon, Lando T, and Megalopony. So looking at his team, I mean, it's pretty much kind of what I expected him to bring when I was going over his roster and the team builder from yesterday. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out if you want to know my team. If not, you can check it out afterwards to see my thought process of what team I'm bringing today. But it's pretty much what I expected him to bring, so I'm not really surprised there. And looking at his team, I mean, he has one of 3 potential leads. His potential leads are either going to be the Lopunny because he has Fake Out. He's probably going to want to go for that and Mega Evolve as soon as possible. His Lando, because he has Stealth Rocks on that most likely, might also want to U-turn to scout out what I want to do. And his third potential lead could be Rotom because of the fact that he can Volt Switch and scout out once again what I want to do. And it's most likely going to be Choice Scarf looking at his team because his only potential Stealth Rocker is the Lando. Now, knowing that, the kind of plan that I wanted to have while going into this game was to weaken as many things on his team as possible and then try to Shell Smash sweep a goreAbyss. Now, of course, if you guys have seen my team building video from yesterday, goreAbyss has Protect, so it's actually a really great lead versus him because I can Protect, see if he wants what he wants to lock himself into. If he leads off with Rotom, if he leads off with Lopunny, I can protect myself from the Fake Out, kind of get an idea of what he wants to go for. If he decides to raw high jump kick and I Protect, that's just so bad for him. So that's gonna be awesome if that happens. And then if he leads with Lando, I mean, I'm just a threat either way, so he can't really stay in on my goreAbyss. I can just straight up surf if I want to. But just looking at his team, I figured goreAbyss would be the best lead here. And like I said, I mean, my goal for this match was to try to weaken as many things as possible and then try to Shell Smash sweep with the goreAbyss. So let's just go ahead and hop into this game, see how it all goes, and I'm sure you all are excited, so let's just go ahead and hop right into this. Alright, so John issuing that challenge, of course, not even bad. Going to be leading off here with CTC, my goreAbyss, as he's going to be leading off with the Mega Lopunny. So one of 3 leads like I expected. He led off with the Lopunny, so that's not too bad at all. He decides to Mega Evolve here and stay in. I'm going for the Protect turn 1 because I want to scout and see what he wants to do. If he high jump kicks me, that's awesome for me. If he decides to Fake Out, it's kind of what I expected in the first place. He goes to the Fake Out here, so I'm like, okay, you know what? Let's switch out. Let's go into Donphan, Mr. Jamvad here, because I do have the Rocky Helmet. I'm physically defensive, so I can take this really well. If he decides to high jump kick me, he can't 2-hit KO me or anything, so I'm in a pretty good position if I can, just wear this Lopunny down with the Rocky Helmet. And I know that he wants to switch out, not wanting to take more damage from Rocky Helmet, and he can't 2-hit KO me anyways, so he decides to go to his Rotom here as I make the play, and I predict that, go right for the knockoff here. And I'm able to knock off the Choice Scarf, which is awesome. Now my Keldeo and my Scarf Togekiss are faster than his Rotom. So I'm going to switch out here, not wanting to sack down Fen to this Rotom. I switch out into my Jirachi because I am Spadef. He goes right for the Volt Switch, so he made that good play there. I mean, it was kind of obvious that I was going to switch, so Volt Switch was the right play for him. And he gets a crit on me, which doesn't really matter too much. I am Spadef, so not really too big of an issue for me. As he Volt Switches into Lando. I mean, I have leftovers that I can eat up right now, but not wanting to stay in. I don't know if I want to go to Togekiss because it is my ground immunity. He might Stone Edge me if he's going to make the play and predict, so I decided to make the neutral play here. Go to Mr. Jamvad, my Donphan, and just see what he wants to do. If he wants to Stone Edge me, that's awesome. I can live the next Earthquake, but he decides to Earthquake here, so it's looking like a 2-hit KO right now at this point on my Donphan. So I decided, there's no way he's going to Stone Edge me right now. I'm going to go into my Togekiss here, and he decides to Earthquake again. So I make that play pretty well. Decide to just fire off the Air Slash, try to weaken this Lando, but he decides to switch out here into his Gastrodon. And now I get to see what set this Gastrodon is. I get to see if he's either Fizz Def or specially defensive. So I go for the Air Slash here. This thing is definitely invested in Spadef for sure, as I'm not even able to 4-hit KO Gastrodon with Air Slash. But I don't see leftover, so I'm guessing he's Rindo Berry, which is the grass weakening berry for any HP grass that I have on my team. I don't get the flinch, of course, which is unfortunate for me. Can't really complain though. It is 60% chance, so it is in my favor. But we are unlucky here as we miss 2 flinches, and I get Toxic, which is kind of bad. But I figured, I probably have to switch out at this point. He'll just stall me out with Toxic. So I'm gonna go here into my Keldeo on this Gastrodon here, and the reason I went to Keldeo is because of the fact that I have Secret Sword and is able to 2-hit KO this Gastrodon, because I know for a fact that he's more Spadef, I guess, invested, so Secret Sword hits through defense. So I'm going to actually double out back into Togekiss, trying to scout if he has a Mirror Coat or not, because Mirror Coat could actually just blow me back after a Secret Sword. he just goes to the Earth Power, so I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe he doesn't have maybe he doesn't have Mirror Coat at all. So I'm actually just gonna fire off a trick here, trying to either get the Gastrodon or his potential switch in, which is Escavalier or Reuniclus. So I'm gonna go for the trick here. Let's see what item he has, and I'm gonna give him a Choice Scarf. And he's actually going to give me an Assault Vest, which is not too bad because giving him a Choice Scarf makes him more weaker to my special attacks, like for example goreAbyss or Keldeo. So thinking long term, that's actually pretty good for me. Now I'm going to go right into my Keldeo here on this Escavalier because he can't really do anything to me anyways, and he decides to actually switch out into his Gastrodon, which is perfectly fine. I mean, I know for a fact he doesn't have Mirror Coat, otherwise he would have gone for that on my Keldeo, and I can just go ahead and fire off the Secret Sword here. As you can see, it does a good chunk of damage there, and it's able to knock this thing out. Oh, well, he goes for the HP Grass or Electric. I don't even know what it was, but doesn't matter too much. He decides to switch out here into his Reuniclus as I go for the Secret Sword here, and expecting him now. So I make a play here, right? Expecting him to expect my Jirachi to switch in on the Reuniclus. Because of the fact that his Escavalier was an Assault Vest, it probably had Pursuit. So I'm going to expect him to want to switch out of his Reuniclus right now into the Escavalier, expecting my Jirachi. And now I'm just going to go ahead and reveal that I'm not actually choiced. I am Expert Belt and just go for the Hydro Pump. And because I tricked off the Assault Vest, it's going to be a 2-hit KO right there. So that's what you call thinking long term. Shout out Mr. Jamvad. And also I guess shout out Keldeo too. But thinking long term was a Jamvad line. He's going to go here into his Mega Lopunny here, as I don't want to sack off my Keldeo, as it can still put in some work. So after knocking out Escavalier, I'm just going to go right into my Jamvad here. Just let it, take more Rocky Helmet damage. So Jamvad is my sack, of course, which is kind of unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do. And at this point in time, his entire team is weakened. I mean, Gastrodon's really low. Escavalier is gone. Reuniclus is a little bit low, I guess. He's going to Baton Pass as I bring in goreAbyss here for the final Shell Smash sweep. So that's pretty much GG, it's Emvee right there. He should have probably attacked me, but he couldn't tell what stat I was. It's hard to predict goreAbyss, and I'm able to get off a Shell Smash here and pretty much just secure the win because I have a Focus Sash and I have Protect so that he can't fake out me or anything. So I'm going to Signal Beam here on this Rotom, knock it out. That's looking like game. That's pretty much that's a wrap right there. That's a wrap. And yeah, the Baton Pass just sealed me the game, as I can just Signal Beam on this Reuniclus here and almost knock it out. So if he actually attacked me, then he might have been able to play around it, but like I said, you can't predict these stats. I bring stuff that you can't predict, and that's kind of what I do. I'm just gonna go ahead and Signal Beam this Reuniclus and knock it out, and there's nothing he can do at this point. So that's gonna be just another Shell Smash sweep for you guys without the Baton Pass. Figured I'd try to show off CTC here. I think I read one comment on like the last video, like whenever CTC is in, everybody just chokes, So the CTC syndrome or something. I don't know, but it's pretty funny. But it's awesome though. It's awesome. Yeah. So goreAbyss can come in here. I mean, I just knocked out Lando. I just knocked out everything. I can Protect here on the Lopunny that comes in, as he's gonna go right for the Fake Out, and I can Protect there. Go right for the Surf, knock out the Lopunny, and Keldeo pretty much put in that work, weakening the stuff that I need to be weakened, like for example the Gastrodon, which otherwise the Signal Beam would definitely not be able to knock out from a good amount of HP. So I can knock it out right now, and that's going to be good game. So that's going to be a 5-0 for us, and solid match for sure. Solid match. He made some really good plays, as you guys saw, and he just couldn't do anything versus goreAbyss because you can't expect that for sure. But I pretty much went in with a plan, weaken his walls, and just try to Shell Smash with goreAbyss, and it pretty much worked out in the end. I mean, even if I lost goreAbyss, I pretty much won with Choice Banded Sneasel in the back, so there was nothing really he could have done at that point when I had, I guess, Shell Smash any Baton passed. Maybe he could have come through if he decided to attack and switch out, but he wouldn't have done that because he'd be risking Baton Pass, so definitely risky for him, for sure. So that's pretty much that. So hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and check out John. I believe his battle is going to go up around the same time, I hope, and you can watch his battle that we had from his point of view, as well as go ahead and check out the team building video from yesterday if you want my in-depth analysis of the team that I brought today. And finally, the Chim Charger shirt down below if you want to pick up one, and it's pretty cool. So, and I will see you guys on the next one. Chim Chargers out.